we'll scale our campaigns on day one, but on a day one scale and a 5-day time lag, you scale day one, you start measuring day 6 to day 13. That next week is the time period where that is actually now warm traffic.
Could you also just specify like how you get this to pop up? Because I remember when you first taught it, it was there's only certain parameters if you look at that you'll be able to see the pop up telling you your time lag of a campaign.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting is it's never consistent. Like here, I'm doing the same view. If I do yesterday, it's not popping up now. That's what's really weird is it won't always pop up for you. I found that if I make the right one conversion and the left one cost, and then I refresh, I know.
So that's the hack.
That's sometimes the hack. Sometimes they'll pop up down here. If not, you do have to just go into any underlined metric down here and it will pop up for you. So if you find that one that's underlined, there you go. That's your average. So when in doubt, go into your account level, which is right here, and then find any sort of metric that has to do with conversions and it'll give you that time lag. If it doesn't, sometimes you can kind of like change screens and then it'll like pop up back here, but it's not always reliable, unfortunately. You can always use this campaign column here and you can kind of see the difference. Okay, this is 2 days, 3 days, 8 days, and then this one's 2 days. So if your product category was actually working well and they were actually converting those people non-brand, you would actually get a nice little tidbit here. And that also will tell you in the future, okay, if we want to scale this up, by the way, it's got an average time lag of 5 days when we start to pump this product out, people see and convert. So we'll launch our campaign or we'll scale our campaigns on day one, but on a day one scale and a 5-day time lag, you scale day one, you start measuring day 6 to day 13. That next week is the time period where that is actually now warm traffic because it's gone through the first stage, second stage, third stage, popped out the other side. First day that starts to happen, you measure the next day, and that's your time period before the scale, and then after time lag, week of after scale. And that will tell you, okay, we went from spending 10 and making 20 to spending 20, making 40. Like it was a perfect 2x. In the middle, it was still spending 40 to make 10. It just needed that time to catch up.
Yeah, and it really, really works. I mean, I've got an account where it's like a 13 day time lag. So we'll scale, the NCAC will go up and look worse. We'll just wait 1 week, drops down. Scale, wait, drop. It's just the same pattern. And of course, if you get like good crazy things, it will make it jump on a bit, or the seasonality changes and they have like a buying season. But that pattern of scale, wait, scale, it fits perfectly with the time lag window that they have in Google Ads.
Yeah. A good way to do a time lag in Google Ads is take all of your prospecting campaigns, non-brand search, non-brand shopping. That will measure when people are product aware, when they're in like the bottom of the funnel. That's how long they take to convert. If you look at a YouTube campaign and that thing says like 41 days, okay, like that might take a month. And it's not because people don't want it. It's because people are busy seeing 4,000 ads a day on average, and you need to keep reminding them for a month. Whatever, fine. It is what it is. But that's how your market buys. So kind of cool stuff there.
Yeah, I love it. It's brilliant.
Now, on Amazon, I want to get some questions because we had like 40 questions dumped in here as soon as I got here. Here's something that's interesting is this is much larger than just like, Google to Google or Facebook cold traffic to Google. This is everything. Where this gets complicated is now identify omnichannel flows and time lag between paid media and all the way to like returned organic secondary purchases. That's a time lag. And when you're talking about even off-site activity, if you have an Amazon store, that's where we see this typical time lag where that doesn't actually equate to our metrics. If you are running Amazon, you cannot do anything that we just did today exactly like how we did it. You have to measure how much leakage do you have to Amazon and then benchmark from there knowing, okay, if I need $150 NCAC, I'm okay with a $250 because half my sales happen on Amazon and I can't measure over there. An example of this is after we started to scale from 50 grand a week. Here, I'll just do the number, an average of 50 grand a week here. And then we scaled up about 6 months or 5 months later to 130 grand. I should see a lift. Now, do I have my cost per new customer went down from 226? It is working well. So it's scaling efficiently. It's down to 177. But
so that's just the cost per new customer Shopify.
In Shopify. So it is going lower. So what that means is if I'm driving more new customers, my Amazon, if I'm spending $3,600 a week and making 47,000, I should be able to spend the same $3,700 a week, 39. I'm $200 difference, but now my 40 grand on average is 84,000 on average. So for $200 more spend, I get $40,000 more per week. It's not coming from Amazon, but that is the time lag lift. You're going to see campaigns spend more and achieve more, but your campaign may spend 100% more, but your campaign may achieve or attribute only 50% more because 50% also bought on Amazon. So you could have an off-level scale. And what that means is that your 7-day or 1-day look back, your MER targets, if you need a 3 and you're getting a 2, you're fine in getting a 1. See how that kind of, we separate those out. So we got to.
And is there any way to identify that's what's happening with Amazon?
Like typically, if you look through the search terms that the Amazon campaigns are going for, and they're a hefty brand, and I mean hefty brand as to what you're spending on. I mean, if 80% of your conversions are coming from 20% of your search terms, and those are brand, the way that you test this is increase meta spend, and then look for the rise in revenue without needing the rise in cost in Amazon.
Okay, yeah.
And then if you say, hey, 10 days, okay, if I increase spend here by 30% in 10 days, that next week, did the week after skipping the 1 week of scale, did this also rise what you added at the top line in spend? And that becomes company MER. But 20% of my spend in Meta, I got 10% more in Meta, I got 10% more in Amazon, 20. But
yeah, so I think if you're working with clients, it's all a case of just saying, hey, we know this is what happens. Here's the data, here's your time lag. Let us run this experiment, have your Amazon team, because most people have Amazon separately. Like, have them not do anything. We're going to increase spend, and this is what's going to happen.
Yep.
Prove your case right, and then it's like, okay.
Exactly right. And they're going to go through all omni-channels. And the way that this also gets a little bit even crazier, this is why the new versus returning data is so important, is because we won't be able to track everything. When we look at the amount of overlap, this is where things go haywire. So this campaign here, we said, hey, we're gonna take our campaign spending and we're gonna tank it by 30% to kind of prove a point. And you know what? For fun, let's go to first touch. All right.
Mm-hmm.
First click. Here's time lag enacted, and this is why my companies panic. You drop 30% of your meta spend. It's the only change we actually tried to do. That's the only actual input that we did in the account. We didn't tell the Google team. It was me. I just didn't do anything. We didn't tell YouTube anything. We didn't tell App11 anything. And we didn't tell Amazon anything. Actually, that was us. We actually pulled it down a little bit. But we really only made our change here in Meta. And so now your App11 team is going, I lost 30% of my MER for no reason. What am I doing? And then your Google Ads team goes, oh my God, I didn't touch anything. How am I 40% down? I didn't do anything. And then your YouTube team goes, I'm going 50% down. I didn't do anything. And now you got 4 companies scrambling.
And what do they do? They scale back.
Yeah, and exactly. All because Meta said, hey, you know what? We had a billing issue.
Yeah.
All right. So then watch this. Your Meta team is going to go increase 30%. And your App11 and your Google Ads and your YouTube ads are like, they're panicking for like a week. Okay. And so now when you take that 8 to 14 and the next week you say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and push that Facebook back up. And as you push only Facebook back up another 30%, you know, your Amazon team is saying like, all right, everything's looking good. We're back to normal. Thank God. And then the App11 is just like, no, I scaled back and I'm not able to recuperate. Like you said, they pulled back and they went, I don't know how to get in. Nothing was wrong with you. You just pulled back because you didn't know why you needed to pull back. And then Google Ads said, you know what? I flip-floppied the flingamajig and I got everything back to normal because they're making shit up right now as they go along. And then the YouTube ads team says, well, I have no idea, but I please, for love of God, hope that no one notices how my 43% less new visits made 42% more revenue. I didn't do anything, but I'm going to make up a cool story. And now you still have 4 different companies making up shit that's actually going on this week, all because, you know, Facebook started spending again.
Yeah.
This is time lag. Everything's affected, overlap. Now imagine this for a year straight with 4 different companies that never thought about this.
Well, I mean, we've been in the situation. It was the past. I think this is the perfect example because this is what everyone goes through, and that's that up and down I talk about. It's just like panic, oh no, and it's just a case of you just wait, time lag type of thing.